So, as my documentary now waits for 2 weeks to be completed instead of one before I start editing it, I figured I'd do something fun. I'm going to be looking back at my first media experience. So, if I said my first media experience, a lot of you, mostly my college friends, would be thinking, oh, it's probably the very first short film that you made in college, seeing as it was your first time making something video professional in terms of media. No, I'm thinking further back. So some of you may be thinking, oh, maybe it's the first few YouTube videos that you made for your YouTube channel, some of which have kind of been lost to the sands of time. And no, I'm not talking about that either. I'm thinking further back. This is a videotape titled My Safari Adventure Video. This was made by a travelling video company called Kids Club Adventure Video Productions. Obviously the highest of quality, as you can tell by their fonts and their image choices. But what's so special about this videotape? Oh, look at that! It's got my name on it. Why has it got my name on it? Because I'm in this. This was recorded all the way back in 2001. It was back when I was in nursery. Wait, I can't have been in nursery when I was in 2001. But it was basically this sort of travelling video company who opened up this club for kids to come visit. They'd go in front of a green screen and then they'd record them doing various sort of adventures in front of the green screen, make it seem like they were travelling to all sorts of different places when in reality it was just the green screen. And yeah, I've still got this knocking about years later. It says on the back it's a video company from like 2000, but it can't have been made in 2000 because that was the year I was born. I'd only be a few months old, and I'm pretty sure I look a lot older than just a few months old in this video, despite me looking, like a toddler. I've got vague details on how old I was when this thing was recorded, but I figured it would be fun to look back on this, especially now that I've finished college and I'm about to head to university, where I'll be become more advanced in my knowledge in media. I figured it would be fun to look at this with a media eye, see what it did right and what it did wrong. I'm not a professional media connoisseur, I'll say that. But I figured it would be fun to look at this with a media-esque approach. And in the rare case that I figured this video would be taken down by Kids Club, due to using their videos, they could sue me for copyright. I looked up their website and yeah, they don't seem very active, so I figured we can get away with this. So let's pop this in my VHS player over there and see what we've got. I present to you my first ever experience in media, My Safari Adventure Video. Okay, now that you guys have seen that, I'm going to look over it with my media profession and see if this is a long forgotten piece of trash or an underrated masterpiece. Let's find out. I mean, straight away I have to praise the PowerPoint presentation level of production with the text. I mean, the way that it simply slides in as if you're pressing next on the slide of a PowerPoint presentation, it's simply magnificent. I think whoever worked on that did an excellent job. Oh, also gotta love that as well. You also gotta love the fact that it cuts to the footage of moving down the road before the car actually appears in shot, before the car and the driver appears in shot. I feel like there's a hidden message in there saying that we are all driving down our own road without cars. You know, even though some of us can't drive at a very young age of 2, we are all on our own road in our own lives. But honestly, I feel like right here, the actor on display, obviously very young and obviously very talented in his acting profession, the way that he's able to portray someone driving the top of a red car, because we can only see the top of it, being able to drive it without even looking forwards, I believe that is amazing stunt work. I don't even think Jackie Chan or Tom Cruise could ever do that, you know, driving a car down a safari road without looking. Honestly, baffles me, this man's talent. So, the first animal that we encounter in this is a fant. It's a very rare type of elephant, because only rare elephants have small boys in red cars covering parts of their names for it to spell fant. But honestly, being able to go out into the safari to find a rare fant with a boy of the age of 2 in a red car in front of its name, honestly, that's dedication. Whoever got that shot needs a raise. I'm obviously so excited to see the fant, I'm not even looking at it. So I could just continue on my way down the road. Still not looking at the road as I'm driving along, honestly. Oh, and here we have what I believe to be, is it a chimpanzee, I think? Oh yeah, got the actor banging on his chest in order to resemble, you know, what chimpanzees do. Wow, holy shit, look at him! He's driving sideways. He's tilting, not even looking at the road, not even touching the steering wheel, and he's able to tilt. How is he able to do this at such a young age? That's amazing. Yep, not even sat in the driver's seat anymore. He's just letting the car drive itself. Oh, and obviously I come across a lion, and I'm thinking, oh shit, I've got to get away from this. So I'm like frantically turning the wheel as quickly as I can, and now we have me just casually driving over a river with early 2000s slow-mo. If it didn't look like a PowerPoint presentation before, it definitely does look like one now. Oh, there we have a lion, another lion. This time I'm not covering its name. It's looking at the camera with a nice smile, meanwhile I'm just like looking away. Definitely not looking towards the cameraman filming me in front of the blue screen. Again, driving without looking, tilting again without looking. I've still no idea how I was able to manage this at such a young age. Oh, I'm standing up! I'm standing up in the car while it's driving! I mean, my god! Wow! Such skill in an acting profession. Another rare type of animal, a rilla. It's a very rare type of gorilla where, again, a small boy of the age of 2 in a red car just sits in front of a gorilla covering its name. Again, whoever got this shot, whoever went out into the wild must have spent, I don't know, eons. Must have spent months, years, trying to find this rare type of animal just for this one shot. And I think that's fantastic. Again, banging on my chest to show the type of animal it is. Oh, I actually made like direct eye contact with the animal just then. See, that's two races that understand each other on a spiritual level. Not even got my hands on the steering wheel anymore. Just letting the car drive itself. Oh, we got a hyena, only slightly covering the A. I don't know why I'm banging my chest like a gorilla, because it's not a gorilla. Again, still letting the car drive itself. I could drive it without even holding the steering wheel. All the while my hair is so shiny, I'm pretty sure I'm going Super Saiyan. Oh, a giraffe? Only slightly... you can only slightly make out its name, because again, there is a small boy in a car covering its name. Not even bothered to looking at the giraffe. And here is where I think the true majesty of this comes out. Having gone on this epic adventure, seeing so many animals out in the wild, completely ignoring the flamingos behind me, I became so happy I was able to summon bubbles out of nowhere, from the sky. My happiness brought bubbles to the world. It's beautiful. I mean, just look at the expression on my face. It's like, I know that I've summoned these bubbles out of nowhere, but yet I still look completely surprised. It ends once again with a PowerPoint presentation slide, and we go to the cast. Jeep driver. See, I didn't even want my name mentioned in the credits. I just let that be me, as in anybody can be that driver. Anybody can go on that safari adventure. Anybody can drive a car without holding the steering wheel. Anybody can tilt without even looking at the road. Oh, it seems that these animals had names. We had Leo the lion, George the giraffe, Eddie the elephant, and Harry the hyena. Even though we didn't even pay attention to Phillips the flamingos. Stunt pilot, me too. Again, not even giving myself credit for it. Ending with a profile shot of me in front of the blue screen. And once again, PowerPoint presentation through all the different like logos and the pictures. And now the same exact shot, but in black and white for some reason. But yeah, that was my first media experience. My first endeavour into the world of media itself, years before I'd choose media as a subject to study in my last 2 years of high school, which would then lead me to going into studying media for 3 years in college, which have now led me to getting an unconditional offer towards university. And it all started with this underrated masterpiece. Oh, no. So the first animal that we encounter is a fant. I believe that. Bless you. Not sure if the camera picked up that.